Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Pastor Robert with Tuesday Mentality. I hope your week is going well. Mine certainly is. I'm glad to be back. We had a wonderful holidays and enjoying the family and stuff. So now we're back in 2026 with our Tuesday Mentality. And today our topic is going to be about stop talking to your wife like she's a man. Okay? Stop talking to your wife like she's a homeboy or she's a man or she's just one of the fellows. Amen? And we're going to be in the book of 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7 says, "Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered." Treat your wife according to a weaker vessel, as a woman, not being mentally weak or intellectual weaker, but as the weaker vessel, far as meaning physical. Amen. Different wiring requires different leadership. Amen. Peter says that women are the weaker vessel. He was not implying moral or intellectual inferior, but he was recognizing women's physical limitations. Women in his day, if unprotected by men, were vulnerable to attack, abuse, and financially disaster. Women's lives may be easier today, but women are still vulnerable to criminal attacks and family abuse. No matter what, when your wife is out and about, you still should know as a man, as a husband, as a father, where your daughters, where your wife is. Me and my wife got this thing is, when she goes somewhere, she tells me where she's going. And because, not that I need to know, but if something happens, I know where she's at. And when she gets off work, she tells me that she calls me and lets me know that she's on her way home. So I have a conscious thing going on where I know that my wife is at home and on her way home, and she should be here within a certain amount of time, and vice versa. I do the same thing as a man. When I'm getting off work, I call home and I tell her, I said, "Babe, I'll be there in a little bit. Do you need anything?" It's just what you call a check and balance, because I don't want her worrying about me, because if I'm working late, I let her know I'm working late. Amen. It says, "A man who honors his wife as a member of the weaker sex will protect, respect, help, and stay with her. He will not expect her to work a full-time job outside the home and a full-time job inside the home. He lightens her load whenever he can. He will be sensitive to her needs, and he will relate to her with courtesy, consideration, insight, and tact." So me and my wife both work full-time jobs outside the home. I don't expect her to cook a full course meal every day, because she has a full-time job too. And I also, as a man, I wash dishes, I clean the house, and I like to cook too. So I take a lot of that off of her plate, because if she was a stay-at-home wife, I could understand. But she has a full-time job, so I try to lighten her load so that she doesn't be overwhelmed. Amen. So as men, we have to treat our wives as the weaker vessel, or not less than, but help out. It says, stop talking or treating your wife like she's one of the homeboys. Amen. It says, if a man does not treat his wife kindly, his prayers become ineffective. I'm going to read that again. If a man does not treat his wife kindly, his prayers become ineffective, because a living relationship with God depends on right relationships with others. Jesus said that if you have a problem with a fellow believer, you must make it right with that person before coming to worship. That's Matthew 5:23 and 24. This principle carries over into the family relationship. If men use their positions to mistreat their wives, their relationship with God will suffer. So if you treat your wife like your homeboy or a man out in the street, or you talk to her like she's a man, and like she's supposed to figure out what, just like you did, you are made in the image of God. And your wife is made as a helpmate to you. So therefore, you are the head of your house, as just like God is the head of you. You have to go to God and get wisdom downloaded in order to pass it on to her. Amen. You can't just willy-nilly tell her what to do and expect her to do it because she's not one of your homeboys. Amen. So, and when you mistreat your wife, God does not hear your prayers. It says that your relationship with God will suffer. Amen. This is Pastor Carr with Tuesday Mentality. I just wanted to drop that nugget on you. It says, stop talking to your wife like she's a man. Amen. God bless. Have a great week.